Hello, my name is Charles Webster Bear, and today is April 21, 2010, and I'm in Bend, Oregon. And I'm going to talk about GIG. GIG is Global Internet Government. GIG is www.globalinternetgovernment.com. And GIG is my website, and I'm going to tell you all about it. In the 90s, I was trying to come up with some kind of environmental plan to save the planet. And, I realized in the 80s that the only way to save the planet was to create a decline in the human population. So, in the year 2000, in the spring of 2000, I was living in Portland, Oregon, northeast Portland, Oregon. And I came up with the idea for GIG, Global Internet Government. And what that idea is that GIG is a website. And what it's going to do is it's going to monitor every financial transaction by every government on the planet. And this is just media speculation. And there are countries out there that tell you about every financial transaction that they make. And that's good. But there are also countries out there that don't. And for those countries that don't, GIG will do what they should be doing for them. So that's GIG. And GIG will have a chat room for every city on the planet that is over 100,000 residents. And the bigger the city, the more levels of the chat room. And when you register on GIG, you'll be able to have access to the chat room of the city that you register in, the country that city's in, and the international chat room. So that's 3 chat rooms. You'll be able to post anything you want. 300 characters a message, a post. 1 post every hour. Everybody who registers will have a GIG, 10-digit GIG identification number and an 8-digit GIG ISP number that'll be unique to them. And then you can post anything you want. And whenever you post something, that post stays. It can't be altered or deleted or censored or banned by anybody, including yourself. And there'll be monitors on the chat rooms, and if they feel the post is relevant and accurate, then they'll bump the post up a level. And if they feel the post is inaccurate or irrelevant, then they'll bump the post down. The monitors change every month, and anybody can be a monitor. You just have to be the first person to sign up for that monitor position, and the monitor position opens the first of every month. Now, people will be able to contradict the official statement of how their government spends the money. And from this dialogue will come a better picture of how every government on the planet makes every financial transaction. Now, the overall program here, the big picture, the master plan, is that GIG will facilitate economic treaties between countries and economic alliances, just like the European Union. It'll take South America, and turn it into like one country. Southeast Asia, turn it into one country, one currency. It'll do that globally and regionally, and then eventually everybody will have the same, It'll be like a European community for the whole planet. The European Economic Community took, 20 different countries and turned them into one economic entity. Well, gig will take every country on the planet and turn it into one economic entity, just like the European community did. Now, in 2003, I created WIMON, which is World International Monitoring Organization Nation. And in 2006, I created Chisel. So gig is really three parts: gig itself, WIMON, and Chisel. WIMON basically ranks all the gigs out there and tells you which are the best. And the Chisel is like, it establishes the treaties between countries. You know, countries that want to be part of this, it establishes the treaties between them. You know, tries to get one currency going for all the countries that are in a certain region, stuff like that. And so that's the overall, you know, master plan of gig. But the short-term goal of gig is to promote freedom of speech online, and to, more importantly, to promote women's rights. Gig feels that every female on the planet has the right to decide for herself if she wants to get pregnant and if she wants to stay pregnant. Because the overall point of gig is to create a sustained, significant decline in the human population. Because I feel that 7 billion people or more on the planet is not sustainable. And the only way to save the earth and save the environment, which is something that we have to do, is to decrease the number of people on the planet. So basically that's gig. And the president of Earth is a gig employee. And the president of Earth doesn't have any power. And the president of Earth is works for WIMON. And the president of Earth is elected every December 1st, Hawaiian time. And to vote, go to globalinternetgovernment.com or charleswebsterbear.com and register at one of the chat rooms and sign in and place your vote. Say, look, I'm voting for this person for president of Earth. And you have to do it on December 1st, Hawaiian time. And then the person who gets the most votes wins. And their term begins on January 1st, and their term is the entire calendar year. I'm the president of Earth. I was elected in the election in this December 1st, 2008 and 2009. So I'm on my second term. I'm running for my third term. I'm going to be president of Earth until January 1st, 2011. And if I'm reelected on December 1st, I'll be president of Earth until January 1st, 2012. You can't run for a fourth term. You can only be president of Earth 3 times. You can't, you know, you can't be president of Earth 4 times. There's a limit. So that's gig, and you know, I think gig's gonna, you know, I think gig's gonna happen with or without me. I think it's inevitable in some form or another. You know, hopefully it happens quicker rather than later. You know, trying to push this forward as quickly as possible. You know, but you know, be part of it. Go to the websites, go to the chat rooms, start rapping at people if there's anybody there. Email me, whatever, and you know, just it's you know, it's cool to be part of, and you know, I hope it starts getting some traction here eventually, and so that's gig, and have a nice day.